On the 14th green at Peebles Golf Club, and today what we're going to discuss about is how to hold the putter properly. Okay, so we're going to focus on two common faults today, and we're going to focus on two tips that can help you eradicate those faults. Okay, so the two things, tip number one, what we're going to talk about is how we position the club up the lifeline in our hand, and the second thing is what we're going to do is the relationship between the butt end of the club and our forearms. Okay, so fault number one I see. If I move the camera further so I can actually see myself on the green. So, fault number one I see is when people hold it too much in the fingers, okay? So when they hold it too much in the fingers, then that's where the hands become a little bit too active, okay? So what you need to understand is when you grip the putter correctly, you put the right hand on first, okay? So basically what happens if I come close to the camera, the putter should run through the lifeline. So the lifeline is this part of the hand, okay? So go straight through the middle of the palm, and from there, the left hand should go on top of that, okay? So if we get so a good thing to recognise here is the right thumb should go straight down the grip, okay? So if I come close to the camera, it should go, if I come around the other way actually, straight through the lifeline, okay? So the lifeline goes right through the middle of the hand, and then you close your hand, okay? So there should be a slight gap between the pad on your hand and your fingers, okay? So what happens next is we apply the left hand first, okay? So our back of the left hand should be facing, so if I was going towards the target, the back of the left hand should be going towards the target, okay? Thumb straight down the grip. From here, and then they apply the right hand, and from there, their hands are really active through impact. So we want to have a rocking motion, a pendulum motion with our shoulders, which allows the hands to stay quiet, okay? The most sensitive part of our body is our fingers, okay? So we want to try and grip it more in the fingers, okay, as opposed to the palm, okay? So if I was to get into the position where I have to set up, okay, then we're going to focus on the butt end of the club now, okay? So we grip our hands, so we grip it through the palm. So if I was to put left hand, I always put right hand on first, okay? So it goes right through the middle of the palm, okay? From there I close, or right through the middle of the hand, then I close it, and then I close my fingers, okay? So I should feel, these two fingers are the pressure points. I should only feel like I'm holding the club with them, so if I was to take the club away, then I could basically balance the club on. I close the right hand, put the left hand on the club now, and then the two thumbs should be nice and straight in line, okay? So from there, now what we're going to focus on is grip pressure. So we want to hold the club really lightly, okay? So if I had a pressure gauge 1 to 10, we want to hold it about 2, okay? So 2 being really light, and from here we want to pay attention to the butt end of the club, okay? So the butt end of the club should be running up the forearm, okay? So if I was to step back from here, the top end of the club should be in a straight line with our left forearm, okay? If we were hitting a full shot, then the butt end of the club would be directly in line with my stomach, and that creates a lot of wrist hinge, okay? So you want the club to go right up the left forearm, okay? So if I was to apply my hands, if I was to rock the club back properly, then the left forearm should stay in position. If the left arm stays in position, well, so does the club face, okay? The position of the left forearm, then that goes directly straight up the butt end of the club goes straight up the left forearm, okay? So from here, all I need to do is rock my shoulders to try and get the club back in position, okay? From there, the back of the right hand should face directly towards the camera, okay? And the left hand, if I was to put the left hand on, then what happens is my palm should be square, okay? It's not a weak position, it's not a close position. So from there, the left wrist should remain flat, right wrist should remain flat as well, so they're not fighting against each other, they're working in unison. You want to hold the putter really lightly so we don't get any tension and we don't really get any nervous, so it's a fluid stroke. So grip it lightly and then you'll be able to create a nice fluid stroke. So go through that again. So has to go through the lifeline, so through the middle of the palm. Start with the right hand first, so if I was to come close to the camera, start with the right hand first. Close your hand, thumbs pointing down the grip, left hand on, underneath. So basically I've got a reverse overlap, so this finger, so my big finger should go in the through the middle of the knuckles on the right hand, okay? That should remain in that position, okay? So the key is to if we get the correct grip, then we won't have any compensations to make, or we won't have to make any compensations to actually hit the ball with a square club face, okay? So it's the only communication we have with the golf club, and if that's wrong, then we're going to hit the ball incorrectly, okay? So we need to have the correct grip to start off with to try and hit the ball. So if you've got any thoughts on that video, then comment below. If you want me to discuss any other topics that you feel you need a bit more information on, why don't you subscribe to my channel at Jamie Allen Golf, and follow me on 3 other social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at Jamie Allen Golf. Left hand goes on top, okay? So the face is nice and square. I'll hit a couple of putts towards the camera. So from here, my arms stay in position, okay? So the club runs all the way up the butt end. The butt end of the club runs all the way up to my left forearm, and that remains in position, okay? So